Hello guys, and welcome back to Warlock, Master of the Arcane. In the last video, we were attempting to take on Orc-Gate, so let's end the turn and see what happens. Also, our ally, the Elves, broke the alliance, probably because we are doing so well and he considers us a bit of a threat, but he is still at war with the red guy, so at least he is fighting the same battles that we are. The red still seems to be pulling quite a lot of units, which is a little bit annoying, and I don't have an awful lot to defend with, so I have to be a little bit careful here. I don't want to lose my best units, I especially don't want to lose my heroes. And those Minotaurs are now retreating from Kingswood, so I still have a little bit of a problem going on down there as well. So let us remember that we're left clicking because we're not playing Civ, so we need to take these skeletons out if we can. Didn't quite finish them off, which was a shame, but we can probably try and take... this is probably going to end up being bad for us, but at least if we can loot this, we can help to stop them from spawning, which we can do. We've got a spell from that as well. There's a lot of units over here which I need to try and avoid, but there's not an awful lot that I can do about that. That city is still growing. We are using this galleon here to do our very best to screw this guy over from the sea. A little bit closer to his... what's that? Is that a castle? Fort. A little bit closer to his fort than I would like to be. Need to start dealing with these enemy units. That was a crit. We should be able to take that out with these archers, actually. Now, I do want to keep these mages close by. I did originally make these mages to go and deal with the problems up north, but unfortunately what I've got going on at the moment is problems with these neutral cities. So one thing that we did discover is if you take out another great mage by taking over their capital, then all the rest of their lands become neutral and can still attack you, which is quite annoying. So I guess what I should do here is try and take the units out. I'm going to continue trying to attack Orc-Gate. Don't seem to be able to do a lot of damage to it. Let's use the hero and attack this guy. He should get some passive healing from our healer. Can we drop a spell on it? Is there any point in dropping a spell on it? Let's drop a fireball on it and just see how much damage it does. Not an awful lot. We definitely need more units here that we can try and deal with. We've got a relative amount of gold, so we may be able to pop out some more mages, because they're certainly some of our more damaging units. So what else do we need to do? Well, I've produced some archers, and I believe the reason I did that was to try and take out these vampires. Although we're not going to do a lot of damage to them because they do have a slight resistance to missiles, but we shall do our best. More archers over here. Let's get them over into the fray. It's going to take them a few turns, unfortunately, because it's quite a bit of a distance away. And they are trekking through. Now, do we have enough time to cast something else like a fireball? Because what are these guys? No resistance to death magic or elemental magic. So a fireball or a shadow bolt, if we could cast one on this turn, would do the job. But I don't quite think we've got enough time left to cast it. Oh, we can do a fireball. Didn't quite kill it, but took them right down. So I am happy with that. You guys are going to stay on the portal because you help to prevent things from coming through. As best as I can tell in any case. So I'm going to assume... Well, I don't know who that fireball belonged to. I initially thought that maybe it came from our ally. It must have been, actually. Okay, so he's still going to attack our ally. Yes, that was a little mistake, wasn't it, leaving those mages there? They're not going to fare well against those Minotaurs. In fact, the mages actually came off very badly there. Ah, that's interesting. So the vampires can't really do anything against my skeletal archers. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? Unfortunately, there's not lots of nasty units here that are trying to do damage to my stubborn knights. And my stubborn knights may well bite the bullet here. Nope, they did survive. So, first thing we're going to do is draw these guys back. And then hopefully there's nothing else that can spawn here now we've taken that thing out. So we'll just keep trying to bombard everything if we can with our galleon or caravel, whatever it is. I'm going to move this thing away from that fort a little bit. Explore a little bit more of the sea, and we can take out some more of his boats. Didn't do a lot of damage there, but did quite a good job of it. Okay, we can now have new buildings here. Let us go for... What should we go for? Should we have a magic tower? I mean, we don't have an awful lot that we need to defend against here, so... Let's have another craftsman's district and do our best to try and get more money coming in, because we are trying to build an army, so that seems like the sensible thing to do. We can build more stuff here. So, a Nerval smelter. Nevril smelter. Now, we don't have one of these yet. It will cost us 8 gold and 2 mana per turn, but it does allow us to have some very nice upgrades. So, I think we should have one of those. I think that was one of the main reasons why we settled down here. Enemy at the gates, of course. We now have these minotaurs to deal with. But we can fire at them with our city, we can fire at them with our mages, and we can fire at them with our archers. Looks like the mages are going to have the final word. And that is that lot of minotaurs down. Great. So what are we going to do over here? Well, there's not an awful lot we can do apart from shoot at their magic tower. Might as well try and take it down where we can. Now, debating what to do here. Do I go for a hit? I think I'll actually try a direct attack here. Because he just does a huge amount of damage, and that just makes more sense. Attack with my melee hero. Now, he probably will take a fair bit of damage there. Not nearly as much as I thought he would. And then what I will do is go for a healing spell. And cast that on him directly. Now, do I have enough time to cast regen on him? It only lasts a certain number of turns, 0.7 casting time. Now we won't be able to do that on this turn, which is a bit of a shame, but we do need to start getting more units up here. So let's carry on. That's some interesting sound effects there. Sounded like elastic band powered bows. So these guys, how do they attack us? Does it tell us they're casters? Just trying to see if it actually tells me what kind of damage they do. I don't know, but I think they actually do death magic, because my skeletal archers are immune to death magic. So that's why they weren't doing any damage to my archers, which is absolutely great, to be honest. So the hunters are moving up. Again, another attack onto my hero unit. There's been a change of a diplomatic change between the mages. Well, the only thing I can think of is that means that my ex-ally is no longer at war with the red guy, which is a bit of a pain, because that now means that all of his attacks are going to be directly aimed at me, which I'm not particularly happy about. Taking a lot of damage here now. There goes the vampires again, and we are once again immune to the attack. So let's take these guys out rather quickly, because they are heading our way. They're gone. That is brilliant. Let's just track over here with our... Ah, there we are. We see you. So let's finish you off. Got a little bit closer to that tile there, whatever it is. Right, that's neutral now. A magic garden. Hadn't seen one of those before. We do need to get away from that magic tower. Lots of nasty stuff down here on this island as well. Predator spiders and monster-eating spiders. Let's have a look at what else we have going on here. So, we've got a lot of units over here now to deal with. We also have this caravel, which I built started to build in the last episode. Right, that's that down. Let's have a look. Yep, they've made peace now. Probably won't last, but that certainly doesn't help things out for me. So let us try as best we can to direct as much firepower onto this place as possible. Going to keep putting on the damage with my hero units. Remember, he's still getting some passive healing from this hero. I'm also going to put my regeneration on him, because that might help him out for a couple of turns. I can now recruit my own vampires, which could be nice. Which city is that? This one here. Okay, so we can recruit vampires. Can't really afford it at the moment. Something gets a promotion. It's these mages. Let's give them some extra elemental damage, and they can heal up. And this magic tower has now been built, so we can use that and start plinking away at these guys over here. Didn't do a massive amount of damage there, but we did do some. And we'll keep these guys on point just in case they need to attack. And we have some more hunters. Because this is me following Cruiser Complex's idea that melee units are fairly useless, which I'm inclined to agree. So I'm just going to keep producing ranged units as much as I can. And see how well they can help me out. You can move another hex, but can you move another hex? Yeah, you can. Although that was a bit stupid because now you're in the range of that fort. Never mind. Okay, you guys can carry on firing at those. See, the vampires have the vampiric ability, which means they basically do a lifesteal. But they can't lifesteal against me because they're not actually doing any damage to me. Okay, he's now broken the non-aggression pact. Does that mean he is attacking me, though? Not too sure. Might have to have a little look and see what I can do about that. Might be something we have to go... Yep, there they go again. Not actually managing to do any attack. So, yeah, he's broken the pact. Can we even speak to him? I mean, we're still at peace. We are still at peace. Relation to me is now -18. He's envy of me because I am the leader. And we have border tensions as well. So, I can quite end up seeing me going to war with this guy now. We've finally dealt with the yellow, and the person who's been my ally for the entire game is going to end up going to war with me because I am now in a position of power. Very annoying, but not an awful lot we can do about it, so I'm not going to worry about it. We've researched teleportation. What can we have here? Shield of Chaos. Blessing. Excellent magic resistance. Greatly increases the target's resistances to all types of magic damage. Yes, please. We will have that. We can build another building over here. Now, I'm thinking it's probably very, very worth having some sort of fort or magical tower. Because if we are going to end up going to war with this guy up here, having as many defences here as possible seems like the most sensible thing to do. In the meantime, let's do our best to take out any remaining units that there are around here. And what we need to try and do is make very, very short work, if possible, of Arcane, because the quicker we can take that place out, I think the quicker we can stop worrying about the Reds. Of course, the rest of his lands will become neutral, which will be problematic, but at the same time, we will... let's drop a... Have we got anything that specifically does a lot of damage to buildings? I don't think we actually have, which is a little bit of a shame. Yeah, nothing really that does a lot of damage to the land, but we do have a fair bit of mana. So let us drop another fireball on... Can't cast a fireball, that seems strange. Have we already cast a spell this turn? I didn't think we had. But apparently we can't cast it on this turn. Oh, apparently we can. That was strange. Okay, so that does a bit more damage. Helps take out those ghost wolves. And once again, we will attack with our hero. And that's them gone. Arcane is still losing a lot of health. I think what I may do, if I can afford it, is build another carav. And then hopefully we can put them both in here and do damage with both. Still showing enemy at the gates. That's going to be these guys down here, so... We will continue to do damage there where we can. See, I could be using these mages somewhere more useful. And I actually think that's what I'll do. I'm going to move these mages north, and I'm actually going to move these hunters down to replace them. Because I do have the castle here to give me the magic tower and the castle, so we should be okay. Unit gets to level up, which are these archers. So let us give them some more missile damage. They don't need any resistances because they're not actually taking any damage from these guys at the moment. And we're doing a fairly good job of thinning them out. And we've got some more mages here as well. Great, fantastic. So let's get you guys... Oh, how long is a teleport spell going to take to cast? Let's have a look. 0.7. Can we cast it on this turn? No, we cannot. So what I'm going to do, move these mages forward. Can't cast my teleport on this turn, but I can on the next turn. And it's still going to be faster than trying to walk them all the way up there, so that's good. And we have this carav down here. So we'll have a little bit of an explore. I don't really see any point in dealing with the monsters because they're actually the other side of the neutral ground. So, and remember, these are the brown. The browns are the sort of monsters and the greys are neutral, so they're not on the same side. So these guys could be a problem for these guys, so I'm going to leave them alone. So I'm going to try, if I can, and do some damage to this guy from a distance, except I've now run out of movement turns. He doesn't seem to have a lot of lands left, but let's end the turn and see what happens. More fireballs on me. That's probably done a huge amount of damage to my carav, sadly. It is still alive, though, just. And he is trying to attack again. And the vampire's doing their usual useless attack, and he's trying to get away. Okay, so while we're here, let's fire on the vampires. Boing. Well, they're down to 1. Okay, spell is ready. Before we do that, we have enemies at the gates. So let us do what damage we can, which sadly isn't an awful lot. Now, he hasn't taken that much damage, which is quite nice. So, and the carav is also starting to get little bits of heals from this guy. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue to use him to attack, just because he has that sort of attack power. He's now got an upgrade as well, so we can give him extra resistances. Let's well, we're not really being hit with death magic, are we? But let's give him missile and melee resistance. We'll use the carav. This will probably get destroyed on the next turn, but we're still going to go for it anyway. We're going to attack with our hero unit. That was a critical hit as well. That did a fair bit of damage. Our spell is ready. Oh, let's just finish off this down here because we've still got these guys. So let's just plink away at them as and when we can. So spell is ready. We want to select our mages, and then we want to put them where we want them to travel to. Okay, so there is a distance limit, but that has moved them an awful lot closer to where I would like them to be. And they still have movement available, and I can use them to attack these guys. Money well spent already, and I think we've got a little bit of casting time left. So if I can find my restoration, it's in here somewhere. Reconstruction. Restore some health to a friendly non-living unit. Can we cast it in a single turn? Yes, we can. And we can pretty much completely heal that carav, because that is helping us out with a lot of damage. So, there we go. Not too bad. We still have some gold in the bank, and we're still making gold per turn. Again, we're still making gold, food, and mana, which is absolutely fantastic. I can see tensions rising with the elves. It's going to be difficult having to fight this war on two sides again, but that's what we've been doing from the start of the game. But I'm quite happy with how it's proceeding. I think we're actually a few turns away from taking out the reds, and then it's going to be me versus the elves. Not sure where their capital is because I never really explored their lands, to be quite honest, but I'm guessing it's somewhere around here, just up within these clouds. It cannot be too far away. Just having a look. How do you tell which city someone's capital is? Oh yes, it's the little crown above the thing. Yeah, the crown. So Orkgate's their capital. So Irilton isn't their capital, but it's got to be up there somewhere. So that's what we will be doing in the next video. Still got a few units that need orders assigning to. Let's just quickly help with the vampire problem, actually, while we're here. There we go. There's the vampires dealt with. Everyone else should be okay. We've got our mages here as well, actually. So let's move these guys up a little bit. Obviously, we already know the mages are quite squishy. I could fire at that from here, actually. It's probably worth doing it on this turn. That's another 17 damage. Again, they're going to get passive healing from our shaman because he does have... Where is it? He's got it somewhere. He's got something that gives him some passive healing. Yeah, healing aura. +5, regeneration 5 to all neighbouring friendly ally units. I've just noticed as well, we can actually give him a perk now. So for 50 gold, we could increase his resistance to melee. Not really that much of a point. Now, if we had a little bit more gold, we could actually give him that. An extra 10% unit power. That might be worth looking at a later time. Let's just have a look at this guy, because we can give him an upgrade as well. Masterwork armor or fine armor. Again, it's melee and missile damage. Not much of a point in doing that right now. But yeah, I'm really, really interested in giving him an upgrade and making him a little bit more powerful. That's definitely something we're going to be doing on the next video. So let's deselect him for now. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying the series, and I hope you're rooting for me for actually winning this. This is the first sort of full game of Warlock that I have played, so I'm quite happy with how it is going so far. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.